Hello folks, and welcome to the 80s and 90s Retro Collector. Swaley here. How you all doing? I hope you said good. We are here at the Deer's Rest in Noakes Hill in Essex to watch Nick Field and the Ginger Comedy Giggle Club perform some comedy. So we've got something a little bit different on the channel today. Enjoy.
I recently made my first gay friend.
It's Essex.
No, joking. Yeah, and I thought, I asked him, how does gay dating work exactly? He's like, oh, it's very simple. You go in an app, you swipe right. Within the hour, the guy's at your house. You do your thing, shake hands, and you part ways. And I thought, oh, okay. So you don't have to take him out on a date or anything, or buy him flowers, or buy him chocolates, or talk about star signs and talk about his toxic exes and childhood trauma and your dreams and what he's going to wear on the wedding. And he's like, oh, that's gay. Any women here into true crime, serial killers? Yeah, you got one there, absolutely, yeah, love that kind of stuff. Women, you love it, I know you love it, I can see, yeah.
Go to sleep on that.
Go to sleep on that, wow, that's just soothing for the soul. Yeah, you can't sleep without someone being killed or raped or something like that, yeah, absolutely, yeah. You're the real criminal. I believe in supply and demand, baby, so that's what I'm saying, I think about it, you know? Because my wife loves that kind of stuff, she absolutely loves it, and then in our house we don't Netflix and chill. We Netflix and kill. Doesn't matter what we watch, somebody's got to die. That is a very hard rank. But I think I understand why a lot of women like serial killers, why they're so fascinated by them, because serial killers put in effort. Am I right? Am I all right? Valid. So romantic, you know. Boring, my wife. The guy wouldn't try to date her. She's like, oh my god, he's so intense. He just gets me, you know? I'm like, you do realise he's trying to kill you? Like, yes, but it's the thought that counts. Yeah. Actually, I've been told I look quite racially ambiguous. I've been mistaken for white, for Middle Eastern, and for Pakistani, which means I can play all the roles in Homeland. The informant, the terrorist, and the taxi driver. While I've been mistaken for white, I don't think I'm quite white enough to play James Bond. Like, my level of whiteness is the guy who kidnaps Liam Neeson's daughter in the movie Taken. Yeah? Remember that famous scene where he's like, I will look for you, I will find you, and I will kill you. And then the other guy's like, good luck. That's me. My level of whiteness is Eastern European human trafficker. And what you would get if you ordered an Andrew Tate off Temu. Bulgarian bitches not included. Yeah. That's probably the more appropriate question. No. Okay, alright. I had a better response from the royal family, I'm not gonna lie. To be fair, that didn't turn out too well. Let's not talk about that. Okay, fair enough. No, it's because I'm in a mixed race relationship myself. My wife is part Arab and part English, and I'm Pakistani, which means both of her ancestors ruled over mine. So that lets you know who wore the pants in our relationship. But she's like, oh, let's do one of these 23andMe tests, these DNA ancestry tests. So I agreed, and her results came back, and honestly, it was like all over the world, like ping, 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 ping. That's not one of our Chinese relatives' names. But it was just like the whole map was covered, and I thought, wow, her side of the family must be really cultured, really open-minded, or just a bunch of slags. I'm leaning towards the slags. That's one of my favourite things about her. You can laugh, these are yes, it's okay, you can pass judgment on me later. When I got my results back, it was like a postcode in Pakistan saying my council tax is overdue. Fucking cousins. But yeah, no, it's great, it's good stuff. I've actually got a really diverse group of friends growing up in Essex, London area. I've got my white mates, you know, the lads. Oh, mate, how's it going? Oh, mate, met this Pakistani geezer last week. Do you know him? And I was like, yeah, that was me. That was me. That was me. Then I've got my black mates, the mandem. You know, like, what are you saying, fam? What are you saying? I'm like, why are you shouting? We're in a library, you know? Yeah. You guys need to make some more black friends. You would have got that joke. It's Rockford. But I've got my Pakistani mates, you know, the grooming gang. I went there, baby. I went there. And they're always like, oh, consent, such a big word for a 9-year-old, you know. On a side note, can I just say, people get really uncomfortable talking about grooming gangs. Like, why is it when we talk about like white pedophiles, it's funny? But you talk about brown ones, everyone gets nervous. Like, who's that pedophile who was making fun of nowadays? In the news, what's his name? Sorry? No, the other one. No, the other one. Right, you see that? Okay, now you're just showing off, right? Okay. Now, some brown ones, please. Thank you very much. I have a dream, okay? But one day we could all make fun of our pedophiles regardless of their race, okay? Okay, that's my dream, personally speaking. Yeah, so how long, what's the longest relationship we have in this room? Sorry, I don't really discriminate. 20 years. 20 years, that's anyone, sorry? 20 years married. Okay, cool, so that's pretty good, right? 2 decades, no? No, okay, no applause. Okay. Anyone can anyone beat that? Anyone's been longer? Anyone longer? Are we close to that? So can I ask you, what's the secret, you know, for keeping a healthy relationship?
Marrying a good woman.
Marry a good woman. That's a very politically correct answer, I've got to say, but that's the right answer because you know, I've been with my wife since I was 16, and it's just a long time. And you know, I said, listen, we love each other. We've been with each other for a long time, but let's try and keep things a bit fresh. So I begged her, like, let's just try and open the relationship, you know. And she said, no, that's weird. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. But then she relented, and she's found herself a really good guy. I don't think I'll pull this through. You know, he's got a big house, a big wallet, and a very big heart. And I found myself doing stand-up comedy. So, yeah, joke's on me, guys. So thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Ronald Wayne. I do have to ask, why didn't you bring your wife? Is that the secret of the 20 years? Get off! Don't tell her. Don't film with me film. Right, so that is the end of our first part. We're going to have a 10-15... Not simply couple married 5 years. We're getting no reaction from him at all. It's amazing. So this is our second part. So I thought again, I like to share about my life. That's what most of my comedy's about. Oh, was I? Do we need to be involved in it? Is it a friendly conversation? Can we all join in, or are you sharing us? Saying I'm having a wonderful time. There's a handsome ginger guy that looks like Max Branning presenting tonight. No? Oh, okay. Just not even eye contact. Right, so I thought I'd share a little bit more about my life. My wife, bless her, she's going through the menopause. I honestly thought she'd... Yeah, I honestly thought I'd get more reaction from it. So menopause, right, it's shit, isn't it? And power to the women, because it's fucking awful, and you have to fight the doctors to get any sort of thingy to it. So I do say with the best, kindest heart there is. But, it is a pain in the arse for us men. Yeah. So, first of all, her memory started going, so she forgot to have sex with her husband for ages now, which is brutal. And then the next one was the hot flushes. Now that's a killer for a ginger person, because I can't get anywhere near my wife without getting sunburned now, right? So it's a difficult life we have. So what we have to do now, when we go to bed, she sleeps under the covers and I sleep on the covers. Now because the room's so hot, I have to sleep naked. Okay? Now, I know I'm coming across confident, and you're probably thinking, he's talking about being naked, he must be hung like a donkey. I'm not, it's all foreskin. Right? It's fucking massive. I don't know why, it's just got getting longer and longer as it goes on. I mean, you could probably fit inside it, to be honest. So it's a massive foreskin, right? But the thing is, when we go to bed, she thought, I'm so hot, and I have to be under the clothes, I'm going to buy this industrial fan. So we've got this fan at the bottom of the bed. Right, that's my life in bed. Now it's all right because she's happy, I'm keeping her calm, and like I say, with the menopause you have to cool the women down. But while I'm lying naked on the bed, I finally drop off all that noise, wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've got one of them guys outside the garages like that, as a foreskin. Right? So, and I don't know if any of you guys know, there's not many guys I can see, but I don't know if have you ever inflated your foreskin? Yeah. The weirdest sound, isn't it, when it goes deflates? It's like one of them like orange, like thin balloons that they use. It's okay, and just shrills up. You're attracted to me now, aren't you? Yeah. The foreskin always does it for the ladies. They always does it. So I'm sorry about that, mate. She might be coming home with me. Yes! I never get that reaction. So, what star sign are you? Is that good for cancer? Yeah? Oh, we're a match. Oh, nice. Have you gone through the menopause? Do I have to worry about hot flushes?
I didn't have it.
You didn't have it? Did you? Oh, yes. Wonder Woman. Someone get some of her blood and share it round. That's got to be the cure to menopause. Yeah, come down, liquor or something. You might be able to get cured. Do you suffer bad? Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Because I mean, I'm like just passing it over like the flu. Yeah. Yeah, oh, that's weird, isn't it? Because like I say, me and my wife now, obviously we've been together a little while, so we've sort of synced now. So when she's having her weird periods, I get the piles. So we're both bleeding at the same time. And we share towels. Not used ones, it's not that disgusting. It's like, they are separate, but anyway. Right. That's enough for all. Look, Alan's right out of his chair. Right. So we are bringing our next comedian up, the first one of this half. Can we please welcome to the stage, Alan Martin?
I'm dressed up smart tonight because I've just come from an after party. You might call it a wake. But that's me, gonna. No. I used to hang around this area. I'm from Southend. I used to hang around this area 30, 40 years ago. So if anyone doesn't know where their dad is, hello. But can you hurry up and get a DNA test before I have to have my DNR? Tell you a little bit about me. I was, well, I'm in my 60s. It's not bad writing, I am in my 60s. And I've still got friends from school. Hey. We do get funny looks because of the age gap. But it works out well, because they help me with the internet. And I help them with age verification. Now, I was brought up as an only child. I know, this used to really upset my sister. And I'll tell you what else happened to me. This is why I've become the strange, twisted man I am. I used to spend every summer holidays, not at home, I used to spend every summer holidays with my grandparents. And in the end, I hated that cemetery. Now, listen, I might come amongst you later, but it does wash off, all right? Just thought I'd let you know that. Yeah, although I used to spend the summer holiday in the cemetery, it was worse for my sister, because she was treated worse than me. She used to have to spend every summer holidays, the whole 6 weeks, in the Briar estate at Howard Hill. Do you know the main difference between the cemetery and where she was? At the cemetery. What? No, honestly, some of those corpses still got it. No, the main difference was, at the cemetery, we had headstones, and on the Briar estate in Howard Hill, for £10 you can get head and stoned. Yeah, it's a very interesting place, I can tell you. Sorry? Is that barking? Did you say barking?
No, I said I don't know that stuff.
Oh, I'll tell you later. Got £10. It's a hard night, but you get 100 quid if you're quick. Yeah. I want to talk to you also about about something quite embarrassing, really. Gentlemen, or anyone in the NHS might know. Anyone in the NHS works, nurses, doctors, anyone here know? Okay, well, mainly for the men then. Sorry ladies, close your ears. Should I be worried if one of my testicles is much, much bigger than the other two? Now, I got a cousin, and they just had their third baby. I don't know what you guys are like, but do you get fed up with hundreds and thousands of photos they seem to post on Facebook when they had a new baby, like no one's ever had a baby before? Anyone else get fed up with it, or it's just me? Just me, is it? Oh, you're all lovely people, you are. I'm not. So I found a way to stop them posting the photos. You know what I did? Well, you know how people say, oh, that's a lovely baby, that's an adorable baby, that's a beautiful baby. I've used similar words, mean the same in essence, essentially, but they're not quite the same. I posted, didn't stop the photos. That baby's very attractive, isn't it? I reckon that baby's going to grow up as, well, like the other two children, very sexy. Stopped all the photos, I say that much. But I've got a strange neighbour. You know who else got a strange neighbour? Yeah, if anyone hasn't got a strange neighbour, guess what? You'll be the strange neighbour. No, I've got a strange neighbour. He came up to me last week and he said, I want to do a new hobby. I said, what do you want to do? He said, I don't know if you like it. I said, what is it? You know that hobby when you stuff dead things? Not taxidermy, the other one, no, necrophilia. That's the one. I was really worried this morning because I saw him in the car with a very, very, very pale lady sitting next to him, honestly. I thought, oh, he hasn't gone and done it, has he? I was hoping and praying that it would just be a gothic girl. Turns out she was ginger, so it was all right. So that was all right. I don't know what your year's been like, but Christmas. May I be the last person here, because I haven't met you before, to wish you Merry Christmas for last year. Merry Christmas. Did you all have a nice Christmas, though? Yeah? We had a weird one. We had our cousin, beg your pardon, we had my grandson, Charlie, staying with us. Never stayed with us before. So we went out and we bought loads and loads and loads of Christmas decorations, more than ever, including a lot outside. Any of you ever seen those stop here for signs you can buy? Yeah? I don't recommend having a sign outside your house saying stop here for Charlie. We had loads of people knock at our door asking for white powder. So in the end, I gave in to public demand and I sold them some white powder. I sold them personal. I made enough money to pay for Christmas. And you know what? I had a lot of them go clean. So that's good, isn't it? That's pretty good. And of course, then we have the summer, don't we? And last summer was particularly hot, wasn't it? Yeah? Anyone remember that? Yeah? Is it just me? If you don't all start laughing more, I'll do what makes my wife laugh. I shall get undressed in front of you and beg for sex. I'm looking at you too. No. Last summer, it was so hot that I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to spend some money here. So I went online, and my word, I did not expect that from a site called OnlyFans. If anything, I got even hotter. And my wife found my bank statement. Dear me. But I did explain it to her. I explained I sent all that money to them because the poor little loves couldn't afford many clothes. I think I might have got away with it. Now, how long have I got? 4? Okay. I could make love to 2 of you then and apologise for 2 minutes. I don't know how you all feel about that. I'm a very trusting fella. I once helped a friend of mine. He asked me recently, he said, would you take out a group of old people from the local home? I said, yeah, of course I will. Where do you want me to take them out? He said, there's a park across the road. So that's where I hid with my gun. And I got most of them, all but one. Pretty good, eh? I mean, I know they walked slow, but I was impressed. And yeah, very sadly amongst them, very, very sadly amongst them, was my childhood sweetheart. I missed her, but only by that much. Yeah, she got away again, didn't she? And you know when people say, when people die, they say, oh, they've gone on to a better place, don't they? Yeah? Well, these old people did. They were living in Tilbury, you see. I want to talk to you a bit about dating, if that's all right. I know you'll find this hard to believe. This man in front of you, I was a late developer. I was a late developer, honestly. My friend suggested I should get a hooker. I didn't want to do it. But I did in the end. And I've got to say, a lovely evening talking about his rugby career. It's fascinating. Now, maybe I'm a late developer, but I made up for it. Can you believe I've had 5 wives? 2 of them were my own. Then I tried speed dating. Ever done that, anyone? Don't recommend it. You shouldn't take drugs on a date, should you really? It's just not right. And then I went through a phase where I liked older ladies. Thank goodness I don't now. Can you imagine what they'd be like? They'd be less a tasty cougar and more a Freddy Krueger, wouldn't they? That wouldn't be good. I stayed up late last night. I watched a couple of documentaries. I like documentaries, you learn stuff, don't you? I watched a couple of documentaries, one on Valium and one on cocaine. And I learnt a lot. The main thing I learnt, though, was that you shouldn't mix those drugs together. I spent all night wanting to go to sleep but running around like a demented chicken. It's just absolutely. Now listen, I've only got one leg, honestly. That's a false leg. But it wasn't my first disability. I was actually born with a disability, and it was awful when you're at school. I mean, this one's almost a hidden disability, unless I'm getting in and out of the car or something. I was born with a disability, and I've got to tell you, when I went to school, I was pointed at, I was shunned, I was ridiculed, and that was just the teachers. All because I was ginger. Thankfully, I've grown out of it now. But what with one leg and ginger, if I still had that now, I'd have to be a bloody pirate, wouldn't I? But you know what? I also had a stutter. This is true. I really had a bad stutter when I was young. But do you know I got a job? I got a job selling encyclopedias door to door. Very good at it. You know how it works? You knock at the door and you say, hello, that's how I used to speak. Hello. I'm Alan and I'm selling encyclopedias. Would you like to buy a set? Or shall I sell them? Sorry, shall I read them to you? Got that, didn't I? Do you know, by the way, you can't always tell I've got one leg unless I'm undressed, which I'm not going to do for you. But there's one other disability you can have where people can't tell what it is until you're undressed. Do you know what it is? If you're circumcised. And they don't do prosthetics for that. You have to buy hula hoops. Very handy though if you get low blood sugar, or you can get arrested. But let's leave it there. Listen, before I go, 3 things. Firstly, if you want to follow me on Instagram, ideally, I'm Alan Martin Official. I would appreciate it if you don't mind, please. But please do it soon. I mean, look at me. I've got a lifelong career. It's 18 months. For God's sake, don't put off till tomorrow what you can do tonight, all right? Secondly, if you want to follow me in real life, I have only got one leg, truthfully, so give me a head start, for God's sake. And lastly, you've been more than wonderful. So can I be blunt with you? Can I be blunt? Yeah. Shall we all hold hands to try and contact the living? Can I be blunt? Yes? Yes. You're beautiful, all attractive, all sexy. It's true. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much, Alan Martin.
God bless him. God bless the little Alan. We take him all everywhere we go with us, just for the older crowd. He doesn't get out of the home otherwise, bless him. And he never remembers, that's why he has to film it, because he never remembers the gigs he does. God bless. Right, we have got another act coming up for you. He's already getting his trousers ready to pull down. So if we can put our hands together around the room, and welcome to the stage, Nick Field!
Good evening, fellow Romfordians, how are we doing? really? I got a better response from a room of comedians in Ealing. We'll try that again. Yes, ooh! Yes, well, it's a good thing that the next line I have is that I have my father's eyes and my mother's ears, so you all look absolutely stunning tonight, but I can't hear you! How are we doing, Robert? Okay, well, you are a bit better than when I had to do one of these on Zoom recently. Yes, everyone was absolutely pissing themselves laughing on mute. Or at least that is what I will tell myself until my dying day. Either that or I froze just as I was delivering every punchline. Believe me, if people froze in real life like they did on Zoom, then nobody would be more screwed than comedians. And, oh, by the way, does anyone remember when Zoom started sponsoring Formula One? Not that cultured then. But basically, obviously, when they start sponsoring Formula One, so you've got the Zoom logo all over the racetrack, and it was so cute because it looked like the race had subtitles. Anything else? Seriously. Right. What can I tell you about myself? The Milky Bars are definitely not on me. Oh, look at you all pretending you're 29. Yes. But other things I can tell you about myself. Well, this is my first proper hometown gig. Yes. I wonder if there's a few things that I can talk about that you couldn't get away with in, like, Harrow. Yes. But yes, I mean, the thing is, it's like, if it's not immediately obvious that I'm from Romford, please let me know so I can tell my parents their mission was successful. Yeah, as I was brought up speaking the Queen's English, and everyone at school thought I was really posh. I lived in a 3-bedroom terrace in Collier Row. The only people who think that that's really posh tend to live in places like Africa, the Middle East, and Dagenham. Yes. But yeah, so I was brought up speaking the Queen's English, which I used to really lean into, and every time my parents asked me to do something, then I'd be like, oh, come on, that's a bit uncouth. But now it just means that I pronounce the T sound at the end of twat and cunt. Yes. What else can I tell you about myself when I'm not doing stand-up comedy? Well, I'm an actor, and I recently got my first acting agent. Yay! Thanks! Hopefully that means that I'm going to start getting some like proper like TV and film roles now, rather than all the mid-budget stuff that you get as an aspiring actor. So yes, the last film I was on that made it onto Amazon Prime, you'll watch it and you'll be like, did he just get eaten by cannibal mermaids? That's not even a joke, but it seems to work in my comedy set quite well. But other things I get cast as, I tend to get cast as the police officer who comes and arrests a significant character. But the thing is, because it's mid-budget, the thing that they have you wearing, you're not entirely sure whether you're there to arrest the main character or perform a striptease on them. Yes. So, other things that I do, as you can imagine, I clearly love the sound of my own voice, I'm a voiceover artist. Now, the thing with voiceover work is when you're on your way to getting your nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday voiceover, you have to do the voiceover equivalent of kissing a few frogs, which often involves saying, your call is very important to us, without your soul decaying or knocking over the microphone with your nose that has just grown a lot longer. But as you can imagine, this is me trying to delay my inevitable fate of becoming a bingo caller. Yes, I'm sure that there is a bingo caller out there. There's an evil cult leader out there who's basically just a bingo caller who let the power get to their head a bit. Yep. Well, I mean, if I were to start a cult, it wouldn't be like a violent cult or anything like that. I just want to meet more people who have the same problem that I do, in that people take one look at me and immediately assume my ability to fix their computer. But it is then that I have to break it to them that, alas, I do not own a T-shirt that says "Your motherboard's gonna love me." I do not say, "Babe, are you a laptop? Because the upgrade I could give you with a good RAM." Some people here work in IT. And I do not brag about how I can make your hardware more fun and your firmware more. I really need to rethink that one. Oh dear. Right. Well, things that I thought that I can leave you on. And well, it's been very nice. I often end up having to go to West London and to talk about East London. And I often tell people that the thing with East London is the posh parts of East London are all in West London. And in the same, well, there are posh parts, but I mean, the same way, kind of like British summers are like Australian winters, posh parts of East London, duff bits of West London. And that one hit home clearly. Yes, and I mean there is the odd posh area, but places like Shoreditch, which I did a gig in last week, and it's nice how it's kind of like quite a sophisticated area, but it's got the word ditch in its name. Because of course East London, we're also edgy and ironic, aren't we? And we like to keep yeah. And if you've actually met someone from Shoreditch, you will know that they need knocking down a peg at every opportunity. So, other things that I have learnt about Romford is Romford prides itself on how multicultural it isn't. And the most commonly spoken second language in Romford is sarcasm. Mine isn't sarcasm though, because my second language is French. And when people ask me about what attracted me to the French language, I say, well, my surname in French is spelt Champ, which is quite nice. And my first name sounds like the imperative form of the French verb niquer, which is a very informal term for having rough sexual intercourse. So with that in mind, I've been Nick Field, or as I'm known in France, Fuck Champ. And you, No Kill, have been fucking champs. Good night.
Thank you very much, Nick Field! Anybody else picturing him having sex? Weird, isn't it? Yeah, strange, isn't it? Strange little look on the thing. Right, my son, well, I say my son, my stepson, 17 years old. So we started getting interested in ladies. He went clubbing the other day with his friends into South East London for the first time. He was there, it's like the in-betweeners. His mates dared him to go up to chat up a bird. So he's walked across the stage, the dance floor, tried to chat this bird and fell arse over tit in front of her, which was embarrassing. But then he come home from the he come home from the club and said, "Ben, there was women absolutely everywhere. I've never seen so many girls dressed up, all this kind of stuff." And I said, "Was it good?" He said, "I loved it." And now he's spent the last 3 days in his bedroom, okay? Not sure what he's up to. You know what he's up to, don't you? So he's been having a wank, really. So I'll explain it to you. So when I went into his bedroom the other day, I knocked on the door, went in there, and he was caught mid-action. I said, "I'm so sorry." And obviously, being a stepdad, it's not like he's your son or anything like that. So I said, "I'm really, really sorry, but I'm really proud of you for getting out there and doing what you need to do to yourself." So I said, "Let me get a present for you." So I've gone into my bedroom, got out a little wooden box, pulled out my wank sock that was handed down to me, handed it over to him, and he was so pleased that he had the wank sock. Now, my wife wasn't best pleased as a stepdad, so just again, another little story about myself. Right, we have one last act for this part. So we can please put your hands together, starting from this side all the way around the room. Hands together to welcome Alan Artie!
Let's liven this party up a little bit, come on! How are you all? You're good? Yeah, that's lovely. Right, I've got to address the elephant in the room. Right, it's Tuesday night, we're in Romford. Average age in here is about 50-ish, give or take. Has anyone got any gear? Do it, I promise I don't do it. I'm 2 years sober. Next Wednesday I'm 2 years sober.
Yay!
Don't fucking clap that, Romford. Oh, I'm so bored though, I'm so bored. I had to give up doing a bit of chuckle though, I had to give it up. Every time I done a bit of chuckle, I got robbed, right? I got mugged. I do a big fat line and I go into the toilets and I look in the mirror and I look down and go, someone's nicked my willy. And then I felt the need to tell everyone else in the toilets, yeah, pal, someone's nicked my willy. I got 2 belly buttons, pal, look. Stay on that. Oh, no, but I'm 50 years old now. Cheers, babe, thanks. She didn't say anything, But yeah, no, I'm 50 years old now, right? And you've got to start looking after yourself when you get older. You haven't you, with your health and that. So I've joined the local gym, right? And I like going in the gym because I go on the rowing boat. I love going on the rowing boat in the gym. And the other day, I think it was last Saturday, and I was in there on my little rowing boat minding my own business. And this fella started walking towards me. This is how drugs have messed up my mind. He started walking towards me. I started rowing faster. Trying to get away from the fucker I was. He caught me up, of course he caught me up. And he asked me a question, right? Well, I can't tell you what question he asked me because I was already trying to think of ways to get rid of him, right? And this is how drugs have messed up my mind. He asked me a question, I'm on my rowing boat, and I looked up and I went, I'm Dory, I'm deaf. What a prick. Fancy doing that, honestly, I can't believe I've done that. I've just signed into a 12-month membership gym at this gym. I've now got to walk around for the next 12 months pretending to be deaf. I've got 2 options now, right? I've got 2 options. Option number 1, I could join another gym. Sod that, that's £80 a month, sod that. Or option number 2, I could learn sign language. And that's how my drugged up brain went. It went, yeah, you could just learn sign language. I mean, how hard could it be? So I went onto YouTube, right, and I typed in sign language for beginners. But clearly I've got ADHD. I've got the attention span of a fart, right? I've got about a minute's worth of concentration before I'm looking out the window for squirrels. And all I learned in that 1-minute tutorial on sign language on YouTube is this, right? You ready? Fuck you. That's all I learned. Fuck you. That's all I learned. 1 minute. I can't walk around my gym just telling people that all day long. Can't do that either. And I'm quite lazy when it comes to sign language as well. I'm quite. You know sign, don't you? No. You do, because you're doing it and you thought no one was looking at you, but I heard you.
That means nothing.
It does. That means fuck you. I went on YouTube. What is it? No, that.
That's Italian.
That's Italian, there you go. It was an Italian programme. I was watching porn before I went on it as well. That's what it was. But I'm quite lazy when it comes to learning sign language as well, right? Because my Uncle Dave, he's deaf, right? And when we was younger, we used to have house parties in the 80s. Do you remember them? We used to go around and have house parties in the 80s. And when I was young, Uncle Dave used to come round. There's one time I want to tell you about. My Uncle Dave and my mum was having a massive argument. And they took themselves off to the kitchen. Because I'm a nosy bastard, I opened the door and they was going right at it. They were going, fuck you, fuck you, football. I couldn't get a finger in edgeways, you know, I just couldn't get it. So I never actually learnt sign language, you know, never learnt it. But I love my Uncle Dave though, I do. He's got 2 boys, right, they're my cousins. Thomas is 1 year younger than me, right? And Thomas has got a terrible stutter, right? And I used to love it when he came around my house because I used to earn so much money out of him. Go, Thomas, you fancy a game of cards? Yeah. Fancy a game of snap? I'll put my jack on top of his jack. He'll be in the corner like Gareth Gates going, sir. And I went, yeah, snap, lovely, cheers, son. But Thomas has got a brother, right? He's a year older than me as well, right? And his name's Robert, and I love Robert. Robert's actually got Tourette's, right? Fucking family. Tourette's, stutter and deaf is fucking brilliant. And Robert's brilliant, right? Does anyone know anyone with Tourette's in here? Yeah. Yeah, you do, yeah. Right, people with Tourette's, which is apt for the scenario that they're in, right? I remember my dad's funeral, right? And Robert was sitting next to me. And as the coffin went into the furnace and the curtain shut, Robert started twitching. And he went, Your dad picks up dog shit and don't even own the dog. I said, have a day off, love, it's a fucking scarf. I knew that pissed her off. I had to think on my feet, right? I genuinely had to think on my feet, so I thought, you know what can I do? I'm going to go out and I'll buy her a present. Girls love, you love a present, don't you? You love a present. So I went out and I bought my wife the best present any husband could buy their wife, right? I'm intrigued. What is the best present you think that any husband could buy their wife? What do you reckon? A holiday. Shit. You fucker. Sat on the front row and fucking called it holiday. Right, I went out and bought the second best present any husband could buy their wife, right? I went out and bought my wife a laminated map of the world. And I pinned it on the wall in the kitchen, right? And I gave my wife a dart and I said, throw the dart at the map of the world and I'll take you on holiday wherever that dart lands. That's nice, isn't it? So next year we're spending 2 weeks behind the fridge. Do you know what? We're only doing 10 minutes tonight. You guys have been amazing. I've been Alan Artek. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much, Alan Artek. It's funny he talks about going to the gym because my 17-year-old, he wants to go down to the gym, buff up, look like Love Island guys like they do now. He wants to look like that, so he's gone down the gym trying to press up. And he's got a friend that's completely ripped. They're only 17, completely ripped. He said, Ben, I love going down the gym. I said, that's funny, mate. He said, why is that? I said, my nickname for your mum's gym. He said, well, why is that? I said, well, I signed up to a long-term membership. It cost me a fortune every single month. I never go there anymore. And when I do go there, I put a load of effort in, sweat and stuff like that, put all my effort in, and I catch myself in the mirror and think, this ain't for you, mate. You've lost your plot. And then the worst thing about it is, when I finished, there's 4 guys in the vest standing around the room telling me to wipe down the equipment. Yeah, I like that. He liked it. Look at him in the back there, look, cracking up, having the best time next to Bridget. Yeah, good. I like that. Thank you. Right, that is the end of our second part. We have got 2 more acts coming in the third part. We will have a quicker break, so say 10 minutes, and then we've got the next 2 coming up. Thank you very much.
We are on a break. Let's throw in a little bit of vintage toy hunting. Boom.
See that's the turtles, that's what I mean. Nice one. John Cena bits, Simon Cena rock bits. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I got that off him, and it's still hidden. It's Christmas. In a proper world title bout for his birthday, which is actually.
Welcome to the 80s and 90s Retro Collector.
you? Welcome back, Alan. He's not one of the acts. He's had his time. So I thought I'd start the second half, but like last part, tell you again about my stories of the day I lost my virginity. Oh, sorry, keeping you up. She was there. That's exactly the reaction I got when we had the sex. But I was quite a late developer, so me and my friends went clubbing, and we were 17, 23 really. So I was quite a late developer. We've gone clubbing, and I've seen this woman on the middle of the dance floor, the lights shining on her, and I thought, this woman is absolutely stunning. So I said to my mates, this woman is just like the lady at the back, stunning, right? Yeah. They apparently they're going home and eating ostrich later. God knows why. So yes, so I've saw this beautiful woman, and I've seen her standing there, and they've gone, Ben, make your move, make your move. So I said, okay. So I've gone over to her, gone up to her with my best moves, like this. Attractive, isn't it? Yeah? Yeah. Moist, didn't you now? Yeah, first time for some time. But so I've gone up and done my moves, I've gone up behind her, and I've grabbed her in, and funny, like she started backing up into me. I'm thinking, yes, bruv, I'm in here. So we started groping. I spun around, we've had the most romantic snog ever. Beautiful snog, the song's finished, off she goes. Back to her friends, I've gone back to my mates. They've gone, Ben, this is your time. You're going to lose it tonight, go back over to her. So I've gone back over to her, and she's there with glasses of champagne in her hand. So I said to her friend, why has she got champagne? She said, oh, she's celebrating. I said, what's she celebrating? She said, she just won Paul the Pig. I know, brutal. So I still fucked her, right? So we woke up in the morning and we're facing each other, and she's gone, Ben, that was fantastic. I'm thinking, brilliant for my first time. Well done, me. And she's gone, Ben, do you want to try something new? And I'm thinking, this is all new to me. So yes, please. Go on, why not? So she's leant over the bed, pulled out this massive, great big dildo. Right, and she's gone, do you want to use this? I said, yeah, go on then. And I've never walked the same since. Bad times, bad times. Right, this is our third part. So, we are going to welcome our first, oh look, preempting it. We're going to invite our first act up to the stage. We can get a round of applause for Suji!
Hello, this is the female part of the show. I'm not a man, no dick. Love you tits. Hello everyone, where's my bitches at? So men, you won't be surprised to know, as the only female act, it is my duty to do everything on menopause and women. I don't live in Emerson Park. And I'm not talking about a real cycle, am I? I'm talking about the menstrual cycle. Men, who knows what the menstrual cycle is?
Hey.
What? Go on. No? It's alright. What is it? You put your hand up.
Probably getting rid of the egg once a month.
Okay. That's it. That's it. Just a baby making machine, that's what you're saying. No, so the menstrual cycle, for those of you who don't know, is 28 days between the end of a period and the beginning of the next period, right? And in those 28 days, men, you might not know this either, that can have a really bad effect on women. Yeah? I know, every time. So, I mean, I'm talking about anything from spots to bloatedness to sore tits, massive tits, but sore tits, really, really hungry, really, really horny, then hating everything in the world. And you never know when this is going to come. And there's three main sort of emotions and feelings that you get through those 28 days. One of them, okay, I've got to try and remember it because I am in menopause and I will forget half my act. Because being in menopause is great, right? I mean, apart from the memory loss and mood swings and the hot flushes and memory loss. But there's a few general things. So one of those things is the emotional day in the cycle where you just cry at anything, you know? Like a good news story, you don't get many of them these days. Or that baby in Tesco who smiles at you. Or when your husband offers to wash up. And then there's another day in the cycle when you just want to eat all the chocolate in the world, right? You go to Tesco, you buy up £10 worth of chocolate, don't you? That baby in Tesco smiles at you and he's eating chocolate, you're going to fucking take it, aren't you? That's how desperate you are for the chocolate. And then there's another day, another emotion on another day when you just feel really cranky and stabby. You know, like when your laptop takes 3 seconds too long to load, or when your husband does the washing up but he does it wrong, I might as well fucking do it myself. If that baby smiles at you today, you're just gonna slap his face. No, don't slap, baby. That's not allowed. But the thing with these days, when you're having the cycle, you never know when these days are happening, do you? You just wake up one day and you're there. But when you're in menopause, you don't have a cycle, you have these feelings every fucking day. You just got to roll with the punches. I mean, at least you know where you stand. But it's true, isn't it? I mean, I'm not assuming you've gone through menopause, but it's true. Like the other day, I was watching a puppy on TikTok, a little puppy, and he was barking at a little butterfly that landed on his nose. And I was, oh, and then I cried because it was so sweet. It was AI, but it was really, really sweet. And then I ate half a box of Celebrations. And then when my husband reached into one without asking, I fucking stabbed him. And that's how it goes. That's the menopause. It's a bit shit, really, isn't it? But one good thing about menopause is no more periods. Am I right, bitches? Am I right? You guys over there, are you jealous? You should be. So periods. Men, I know you know what these are, so I'm not going to patronise you, but periods really are the scourge of the earth. Oh, I'm so happy my period's here, said no woman ever. Unless she didn't want to be pregnant that month, or she wanted to get out of having sex with her husband for a change. But no, they're just shit, aren't they? Like, they turn up. I mean, they're like that toxic friend, aren't they? But you really fucking hate them, but you just need them, don't you? They are, if periods were people, they'd be the worst house guest, wouldn't they? They'd be that person who tell you they come around every month and you expect them on a certain day, don't you? And they turn up. God, here we go again. But sometimes they don't turn up on that day, do they? Sometimes they're late and they turn up the next day when you're on a bus or something and you can't do anything to welcome their arrival. Anyway, so they stick around for a few days and they're really messy, aren't they? You're always clearing up after them, cleaning up. You can't wear what you want when your period's over, can you? You've got to put those big knickers on. You don't want anyone to know that she's visiting, so you're careful what you wear. Am I embarrassing lots of people here? Good. I mean, anyway. Where was I? Yes, knickers. And then they stick around for a few days, and they're painful sometimes, aren't they? They really, really like hurt you. And then after a few days, they fuck off. You're like, yeah, they're gone. I'm free. I can be me again. Can wear what I want. Go out when I want. Don't have to be too far from a toilet or what have you. So you have a whole day of freedom, and you carry on with the rest of the cycle. But sometimes, what happens, girls? A couple of days after. No, just me. Okay. That bitch bastard. She comes back, doesn't she? Just to leave a little calling card. Yeah, that's another pair of knickers we're in, that is. Right, okay, that's my new stuff. How long have I got there? 5? You don't know. I'm going to find out. I don't know either because I didn't press the button. Hey! Any long-term relationships here? How many years?
20 years, man.
20 years there. Anyone else? Not so much? Okay, well, I'm in my 50s, okay, and, you know, I've been in a relationship for a very long time. My husband's lovely. He's very thoughtful. When he goes out, when he's on his way home, he always sends me a little text message. I'll be home soon. Is that sweet? I started doing that recently, not to be romantic or thoughtful, but because I didn't want to walk in on him trying my dresses on again. Especially as they look better on him than they do on me. But yeah, he's a lovely man. But there's something you might not know. So when you've been in a relationship for a very long time and you're old, like what I am, something happens. So you know what they say, when women live together, their periods sink. Said it again. Well, what happens when you grow old is that your medical ailments sink. It's true, isn't it? So my husband and myself, we've both got like lower back issues. So when we wake up in the morning, we'll sit on the edge of the bed and we'll twist and turn till we get that click in, and then we can stand up and we laugh and laugh about it. Like another couple I know, they've both got arthritic ankles, so they wake up in the morning, sit on the edge of the bed, and they're waggling their feet to get them to life, and then they waddle to the bathroom and they laugh and laugh. Another friend, he's got enlarged prostate. She's had 4 kids on the bounce, so they've both got very weak bladders. So they wake up in the morning, someone's pissed the bed, they don't know who though, but they laugh and laugh. Anyway, you've been very, very, very nice, and it must be way past your bedtime, but I'm going to go because the next act is well worth waiting for. Thank you very much.
Very much, Suji! Oh. Has she finished you off under the table? So yes, me and my wife have been together a little while, so our ailments are now sinking. So we're both suffering from erectile dysfunction, which is nice. And you know, that's why you laughed, you know. Right, now we have our last act for you, so can we please put our hands together for our last act of the night? Please welcome to the stage, Dan Springfield!
Hi, how are we? We alright? We good, yeah? Just want to give you guys a little shout out. 20 years married and none of these fuckers even gave you a round of applause, right? Yeah, go on, give these guys a round of applause, because I couldn't put up with a woman for that fucking long, mate. Honestly, how do you do it? Wow, how do you put up with him? No? Just silence, that's it. Okay, that speaks all, okay?
Really quietly.
Yeah, really quietly, okay, thank you. Like, you know, it's really weird here, isn't it? A bit strange, because like this area of the pub back here has been like louder than this area, but like we did bring 2 guys over, Tony and Lisa, right? They're the noise from over there, so round of applause for these 2 fucking 2. They haven't really made a lot of noise since they fucking come over here. Over there, you've fucking been mouthing off, and then you come over here, we'll be quiet now, we'll be quiet, we'll be quiet. You having a good night? Yeah, alright, yeah, okay, fine. Oh, hopefully I'll make it better. Well, you did say to me, both of you said, well, you haven't made me laugh yet. And then you also said, oh, okay, well, even if you don't make us laugh, we'll laugh at you for you. That's fine, isn't it? So, thank you. So I expect loads of sympathy laughs from you two. Thank you very much. Okay, round of applause for the noisy 2 cunts. There we go. So, Sue, how are you? Celebrating tonight? No? You've got a sash on. It says barber to be. Congratulations. No? 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 This your husband? Yeah? You get annoyed when he has football on? No. No? Not even when Ronaldo's on and he scores and he's like, Sue! And you have to come run into the fucking room? No?
I'm not normally in.
You're not normally in, you're normally fucking out, yeah, doing the dirty with this guy, yeah, I know, yeah, you guys are a quad men, yeah, nice. Having a good night? Yeah, lovely, yeah. I wasn't having a good night actually, because I'm actually really happy to be here, because on the way here, I broke down twice. Yeah. First it was the car. Then it was fucking me, wasn't it? Yeah. Me. And why did I break down? It wasn't because of the car, because that's repairable, isn't it? It was just a flat tyre, that was fine. But it was when I was like waiting for my car to be done, I looked around and there's just all these St. George's fucking flags hanging everywhere, right? And then I go on my phone and basically, I don't know if it's still on the news, like, but you just see bombs and like, you know, world leaders blowing everything up, right? And it really pisses me off, right? Because we are treating people at the moment like dirty washing, aren't we? No one get that? Dirty washing. And what I mean by that is what we're doing is we're separating the whites from the colours. Just so they can't run, you know? And if you try to run, you know, you'll end up like Jim fucking Carrey, won't you? Yeah, not heard about Jim Carrey? Apparently he's been fucking cloned. Yeah? You'll end up like that, yeah? Fuck me, right? Thank you. Where's my fucking sympathy laugh from you, you bastard? You know what I mean? Bit of dicey race material, you know, I stepped on the edge, but not quite there, do you know what I mean? But it got me pissed off, so the world pisses me off, right? And I was having a conversation with my mate the other day, and he said to me, he was like, what would you do if you had Elon Musk's money, right? And Elon Musk has about 700 billion in the bank, right? So that means that you can pretty much buy whatever the fuck you want, doesn't it, Sue? You can buy whatever you want. And I'm at the stage now where I hate humanity so much that I just want to buy everything and just fucking get rid of it. Deliveroo? How's about fuck you? Yeah? No? Amazon. The rainforest, I'll fucking plough through that. The website, that can fuck off as well, can't it? But I'm only really feeling like a little bit down like that because I had some bad news recently because we lost my granddad. It's fine, we found him. Dead. In the garden. The funny thing was, right, with my granddad, right, we put him in one of those maximum security care homes, right? 0 tolerance. And I told him he'd die if he tried to fucking escape, okay? And they got a clear shot at the cunt. She's holding her hands over her mouth like it's fucking true. And my granddad, right, but I used to go shopping with him every week. Every week I used to go shopping with my granddad. And he would always say the silliest things. Silliest things. He'd say stuff like, why are we here? I'm not paying for that. I don't need it. And I'd have to jump in and say, Granddad, you know why we're here. You do need it. And I can't pay for it for you. Now stop moaning and pick out a nice casket, okay? Right? And with my granddad, right, he had a good sense of humour. When he died, right, he got me back because what he decided to do was, just before he died, he changed his last will and testament to be fucking cremated instead of buried, right? And then he left me the coffin in the fucking will. Cheers for the coffin table, Grandad. I'll use a coaster, shall I? But, you know, he was a good guy. He was a good guy. He always had good advice, right? He'd say something like, you probably heard it before, he had this phrase, he said, find a penny, pick it up, and all day long, your mates at school will call you a fucking tramp because you picked up a penny. His last hurrah, right, just before he died, right, he decided to take over the funeral arrangements. So he dealt with everything, right down to having his ashes hand delivered to us. Okay? Thought that was a bit strange. Now, I assumed that a limo would pull up and I'd get presented with an urn. But my granddad thought it would be funny to organise DPD to do it. So there I am on my phone, tracking Grandad. I'm getting worried because I know what's being delivered to me. They've just sent me a message saying, you're next. And you know what DPD are like, don't you, right? They're always late. They deliver to the wrong address. And sometimes they steal your fucking shit. And I don't want them stealing Grandad. Not again. Anyway, delivery day comes, right? So this guy comes to the door. He presents me with this DPD box. And he says to me, can I have a photo? I thought, well, that would be quite nice, won't it, Sue? Because that will be the last photo I get of my granddad. So we took the photo, and I got him indoors. And I should say at this point, right, my granddad, when he organised the funeral, he used the co-op, right? So I wondered, what is it going to be like? So I got it inside, I opened the DPD box, and he was just in a plastic bag, right? And I checked the invoice. He paid 20p extra for that fucking bag. I was half tempted to try and get him a refund because it was a bag for life. And I saw no fucking signs of life there. None. Right, so anyway, when it came to like spreading his ashes, because I was quite close to my granddad, my mum and dad said, look, you can take a bit of him and you can do it like somewhere alone yourself, right? And I thought, oh, that'd be quite nice. So he's quite a big guy, there was a lot of him, so I took quite a section of him, and I thought, oh, that'd be nice, I'll just do it down like a little bridle path we used to walk the dogs on. So I got about a quarter of the way through, and then I was fucking fined for fly tipping. Well, it's got to go better than this, hasn't it, right? It's got to go better. So I don't know if you've ever spread ashes before. I thought, okay, what I'll do next is I'll just say a few words and I'll throw them in the air. That'll be nice, won't it, by Grandad. Gust of wind, he blew back, I got a taste of my fucking granddad. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Because my grandma always used to say, you've got a lot of your granddad in you. So my final feat, right, I thought, oh, fuck it, all right, I'll just sprinkle him into a canal that we used to walk the dogs around, okay? Sprinkle him in the canal, and then all of a sudden, a flock of ducks just come and start eating the fucker. I was just like, oh, for God's sake, right? And I find it really ironic, right, because my granddad always loved crispy duck. Full circle moment, now they've got crispy granddad, haven't they, right? And, you know, if my granddad was alive today, I know exactly what he would say if he, you know, was there when that happened. he'd say something like, stop fucking biting me, you stupid ducks, you know what I mean? But yeah, it was a sad moment, but it became, more fun, right? And you guys made me feel really welcome. Thank you very much for making me feel so welcome, laughing at my shit, right? Because, you were covering your mouth. It's all a true story. All of that fucking happened to me, right? And it's nice to be welcome somewhere, because I'm not actually welcome at home at the moment. And funny thing about that is I live at home with my parents, man. Right? And I've always had a bit of a funny relationship with my dad, right? Because my dad, I'll give you a quick rundown of him, right? He's like built like Donkey Kong, right? But he's got white hair, so I just call him Honky Kong. And he's got a really short temper. So most of my childhood, right, involved seeing how far I could push that temper and how far I could fucking run in the other direction, okay? And it was cool, right? We grew up playing a game, Mortal Kombat. Has anyone ever played Mortal Kombat? Yeah? What did you play it on, dude?
Sega Mega Drive.
Fuck me, that's sick, man. Sega Mega Drive.
Sorry, Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, okay, cool. Well, either or, man. That's a cool console to play it on. See, the thing is, right, is I didn't have a console growing up. My dad just used to kick the shit out of me, okay? Right? No, but it's fine. He had good reason to do it, okay? He had good reason, because I remember once when I was like 8 years old, I really wanted, right, a video in Blockbuster. Do you remember Blockbuster? Yeah, I remember Blockbuster. I really wanted a video, and he was like, no, it's return day. You can't have a video. And I got so pissed off because he shouted at me in front of this woman, so I just decided to fucking pants him the day that he wore no fucking boxers, right? His knob flops out. This woman screams, then laughs, okay? He's embarrassed. And then what I do is I ran through his legs, and I'll never forget ringing his bell end like it was last orders at a pub, man. Yeah, so I pushed it to the limit, and I'll tell you what, right, that night when we got home, he fucking completed Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3. It was like, finish him. You know what I mean? Remember that? But it means that I grew up quite anxious, okay? I grew up quite anxious. I'm a bit of an anxious person by nature. You would be if you were getting chased by fucking Donkey Kong and being beaten the shit out of like fucking Mortal Kombat, right? So I grew up anxious, and recently it got really fucking bad, right? It got really bad, so I went to my doctors about it. And I live in a bit of a shithole, okay? So I went into this room, and I didn't expect much from my doctors, but when I went in there, it was just a bunch of people shouting over a woman at a desk, and I thought, fuck me, I think I'm in Wetherspoons. So anyway, right, I was just happy to get a fucking appointment, because that's fucking hard, right? So I went in, and I spoke to this doctor, and my doctor recommended that I try marijuana. Yeah. Do you know what this guy said to me? His exact words. He went, yeah, bomba clot. I'm starting to think it wasn't my doctor, and it definitely was a Wetherspoon. But anyway, I took his advice, right? I took his advice, and I tried this weed, right? And it worked. I'm no longer anxious. No longer anxious. I'm fucking paranoid, man. I've gone from being moderately bothered to fucking petrified, you know what I mean, man? And coughing like you, like a motherfucker, right? I am watching my Ring doorbell more than I'm watching my fucking Netflix at the moment, right? I'm twitching the curtains thinking the fucking police are coming, and the only reason being is because the last time I was high and I walked past the police officer, he said, hi, how are you? And I went, how high am I? How high are you? I'm telling you now, man, when you're stoned and you're put in a prison cell, it's the fucking shittest place ever, because you can't remember why you're there, and no one's willing to go to the shop for you, are they? Tell you what though, right, so I'm anxious all the time, so that means I'm fucking high all the fucking time, right? And the day, right, where my anxiety is as high as I fucking am, right, is a Tuesday. And that's because Tuesday's a bin day. What day's your bins done here? Tuesday. Right, okay, so you can share this, that's fucking lucky. God, I didn't do any research before I came here either. What, Tuesday is it? Wow! Right, okay, so Tuesday, right? So my anxiety comes in because I live at home with my parents, and my dad, he's only given me one job that he trusts me to do, and that's the fucking bins. Cheers, Dad, right? So anyway, I do the bins. So on a Monday night, I get especially nervous. And why? It's because I am twitching the curtains again, but it's not because I'm scared of the police. No, it's because I'm looking out the window to see what fucking bins my neighbour's putting out. Yeah? So I look at Steve, right? Now Steve is a cunt, because what Steve does, Steve brings a bin out, right? And he'll put it up there, and he'll wait until I go and put that same bin out, go inside and turn the lights off. He'll come out, take that bin away and put the fucking right bin out, won't he? That's what Steve does, yeah. Steve's a wanker, right? So I look at Brian next door. Brian, he's been on the slow decline for a few years now, okay? He brings a bin out, but he doesn't really do anything with it other than walk it around the block like it's a dog. So what do you end up doing in a situation like this? You don't know, you just bring all three of the fucking things out, don't you, right? And then those questions bear in your mind all day. Have the binmen been? Have they been and done the bin? Have they not been and done the bin? Have they been and not done the bin? Because either way, if they have been, I've got to find my bin and ask it, where have you been? Guys, I'm going to leave it there because you have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night. I've been down to Brickwood. Take care. Good night.
Thank you, Dan Springfield. Right, I always like to leave people with a little memory to take home with you. So, because me and my wife, we haven't been having sex a lot because of the menopause. Boo. Boo indeed. I thought I would apply to be a porn star. Right, so apparently ginger-headed people, pale skin, are in at the moment. Right? So I've sent off the application form. They've asked for a photo and they said, yes, Mr. Summers, we want to get you in for a interview. So I said, perfect. So I've gone into London, we've gone there, and they've said, all these questions. What would you like to do? Anything. What will you do? Anything. Will you sleep with men? If the money's right, yes. So I've ticked all the boxes. And they said, Mr. Summers, this is perfect. We want you to sign on the dotted line. One last question though, Mr. Summers. Have you got 12 inches? I said, I haven't, but it does smell like a foot. So now you can all go to sleep thinking of my cheesy penis. But thank you. Right. So we have been the Ginger Giggle Club. Thank you for our first night here. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for supporting us. We hope to see you all again soon. Thank you so much. Have a great week. See you all soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Bar's taken off the door now.
I'll bring you back in the bar.
2-1. 2-1.